Kieran, you're back in action on Fightzone in February. What was your emotions after the Troy Williamson fight? What it was like for you?
Yeah, it was obviously heartbreaking at the time, but life goes on. We move forward, lessons learned, and you're able to see a better version of myself.
Yeah. When you say lessons learned, what did you learn from that fight?
You can't switch off for a second in this game. You cannot switch off for a second. I got complacent, I switched off. That'll never happen again.
Yeah. What are we going to see you at, super welterweight or middleweight now?
No, I'll be up at middleweight. I'm 6'2",
yeah.
I'm 28 now. I've matured a bit. Probably just took a bit too much out myself getting to super welterweight. The extra couple of kilos of muscle on me, it'll suit me a lot better, and I think it'll make me a lot more explosive.
Yeah. It'd been 10 months when you fight on the 18th of February. You've been 10 months out of action.
Yep.
What have you done during that 10 months?
Train, eat, sleep, work. It's my life. This is my life.
Do you have to work full time as well to supplement your boxing?
I'm a personal trainer, yeah, so I'm working full time. I cut down to part time when I'm in camp, and just juggle my personal training around as and when I can train and spar and stuff like that. It works really well for me.
When you've won your first 16 fights, particularly in the style you won them, do you have a feeling of invincibility, do you, when you were going to the ring?
No, I knew the threats that Troy Williamson posed. I was never silly. He's a class fighter. I just thought I had a bigger engine than him, and I thought the second half of the fight would have been my fight. But then again, you go and look at him against Cheeseman, and I thought that's where Cheeseman would get him in the later rounds, and Troy Williamson found a second round and upped the gears, and he managed to get Cheeseman out of there. So
there's still a lot. You've got a great record, so there's a lot to look forward to. The middleweight division in Britain is just buzzing with excitement, isn't it? You know, Felix Cash is the British champion. It's just stacked with good fighters, so there's great fights for you, isn't there?
Yeah, there's loads of potential great matchups that could be made for me out there. I just can't wait to get the ball rolling and get started with it.
Is there anyone you're looking at you fancy that could be me?
No, I've just always been the same throughout my career. I didn't feel the need to bad talk him or anything like that, but I'll never turn down the opportunity.
Yeah, I'm sure if you have a couple of wins, the winner of Linus Udofia and Denzel Bentley for the British middleweight title, you know that you're not going to be far away, are you?
No, hopefully not. Hopefully I'll be in there in the mix alongside those names with a couple of wins under my belt. Pushing on towards the end of the year, hopefully I'm in that mix and people are talking about Kieran Smith again.
As your new promoter Sam Kinnock, has he told you what he's got planned for you this year?
He hasn't. I'm actually signed with Fightzone. I'm managed with Sam, but I know that I've signed to be kept active and be busy, and I'll be fighting for titles. I know that much for sure. I don't know names, but I've got my first two fights and my first two venues penciled in and placed, and it's exciting for me.
But there's going to be there's going to be so much boxing on Fightzone this year. It's going to be a great platform for you, isn't it?
Oh, massive. It's going to be brilliant. They've took on a lot of Scottish boxers recently. They're planning a lot of big shows in Scotland, and it's nothing but good for the boxers up here. It's brilliant.
It's great to see you back smiling, and I can tell you've got that enthusiasm once again.
I'm a middleweight now. I don't need to cut as much weight. It's brilliant.
Was it really hard? Give us an example. Just to people know, what's it like when you have to lose those last 3 or 4 pounds? I remember Nigel Benn saying once when he was making middleweight, it wasn't getting to 11.6, it was getting to 11.8 and then getting to 11.6 those last 2 pounds.
If I'm honest, I'd done the hard work before then, but it was because I was cutting muscle. Throughout camp I was cutting muscle, so I wasn't fueling my training optimally while I was cutting muscle. I know a lot about fitness and nutrition and the general side of things like that. I've dived quite deeply into it, but I knew I had, before the Troy Williamson fight, I knew I had to cut muscle mass to make the weight. So that was done throughout the camp, which you're not performing optimally in the gym when you're cutting muscle. Your body's eating its own muscle. No, I've not got the problems. Of course it was hard. The hardest part being that you're sparring loads of rounds and you're doing hard sessions and you've just not got the fuel there to do it.
Thanks very much indeed.
No problem.